Right now, without moving, without touching your chest, can you feel your own heartbeat? Most people can't. And that single fact reveals something extraordinary about a sense you were never taught exists. You learned about 5 senses in school. Maybe you've heard of a 6th, proprioception, your sense of body position. But there's another one. A sense so fundamental to your survival, so deeply wired into every emotion you've ever felt, that scientists overlooked it for nearly a century. It's called interoception. And it doesn't sense the world around you. It senses the world inside you. Your heartbeat. Your breath. That subtle hunger you're ignoring right now. The tightness in your gut before a difficult conversation. This isn't poetry. This is neuroscience. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this forgotten sense might be the key to consciousness itself. The story of interoception begins with a mistake repeated in every classroom on Earth. Sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. Aristotle listed 5 senses over 2,000 years ago, and somehow, we never updated the list. But here's what's strange. By the early 1900s, scientists already knew this was wrong. Charles Sherrington, a Nobel Prize-winning neuroscientist, identified interoception in 1906. He called it the sense of the internal body signals from organs, blood vessels, and viscera streaming constantly to the brain. And then, almost nothing. For decades, researchers treated interoception as background noise. Plumbing. Something the body handled automatically, beneath the threshold of consciousness and certainly beneath the threshold of interesting science. The brain was the star. The body was just its vehicle. This was the great blind spot. Because while scientists studied how we see colors and hear music, they ignored the most intimate sense of all, how we feel ourselves. The rediscovery began with a brain region no one cared about, the insula. Tucked deep within the folds of the cerebral cortex, the insula was anatomical real estate with no clear purpose. Until researcher Bud Craig started mapping it in the 1990s. What he found changed everything. The insula wasn't doing nothing. It was doing something remarkable. It was building a map. A real-time, constantly updating representation of your body's internal state. Temperature, pain, itch, muscle tension, cardiac rhythm, blood chemistry, all of it converging in this hidden structure. Craig proposed something radical. The insula creates what he called a sentient self. Your feeling of being alive, of existing as a physical entity, this wasn't happening everywhere in the brain. It was happening here. But the implications went further than anatomy. Because if the brain monitors the body this closely, then every mental experience might be shaped by signals you never consciously notice. Here's where it gets personal. That feeling of anxiety before a job interview, that's not just in your head. It's in your viscera, and your brain is reading it. Interoception research revealed a stunning finding. People differ wildly in how accurately they perceive internal signals. Some people can detect their heartbeat with near-perfect precision. Others are almost completely disconnected from their body's rhythms. And this difference predicts something crucial: emotional experience. Those with high interoceptive accuracy tend to feel emotions more intensely. They're more in touch with gut feelings. Meanwhile, those with poor interoception often struggle to identify what they're feeling at all. There's even a clinical term, alexithymia, the inability to recognize your own emotions. And guess what correlates strongly with alexithymia? Impaired interoception. Your emotional life isn't just about the brain interpreting the world. It's about the brain interpreting the body interpreting the world. Cut off that signal, and emotions become confusing noise. So gut feelings are real. But how real? Consider this. Your gut contains roughly 500 million neurons. That's more than your spinal cord. Scientists call it the enteric nervous system, sometimes nicknamed the second brain. And it's in constant conversation with your actual brain via the vagus nerve, a biological superhighway running from your intestines straight to your brainstem. When you feel butterflies before a speech, that's not metaphor. That's your gut neurons firing, your vagus nerve transmitting, and your insula interpreting. But it goes deeper. Emerging research suggests the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your intestines, can influence mood, anxiety, even decision-making. Through interoception. These microbes produce neurotransmitters. They affect inflammation. And your brain senses every shift. You are not a brain piloting a body. You are a brain embedded in a body, and that body is embedded in a microbial ecosystem. Interoception is how you feel all of it at once. Now here's a question that should unsettle you.